I think the whole concept of AEC is a fantastic idea because it's in capital as well. So basically, what you will be achieving here is an economic integration that would allow us to have more accessibility to other markets, which before we probably wouldn't be able to do so, or were restricted to do so. But the most important thing about achieving this economic integration is that there must be some form of connectivity that allows this integration to happen at a rate that we would like to see it happen. And one of it, of course, in Southeast Asia would be to look at airspace connectivity, really because you're looking at Southeast Asia or ASEAN region, which is comprises 10 member countries where geographically is surrounded by water, basically. And hence, in order to facilitate trade and economic growth, there must be international connectivity. And hence, therefore, it's important for open skies to happen, to be fully liberated. But having a fully liberated open skies also would mean that it has to be supported by a single ASEAN aviation market, because otherwise then it will just not materialize in a way that we hope to materialize in order to allow more connectivity into the region. One of the key things that we need to do is probably harmonization of rulings, of standards, of regulations or so, because if you want to promote integrated economic activity across all member states, you can't have different rulings of each country, basically. It has to be common. With certain commonality, then you're able to achieve that volume that you're looking for, the economies of scale that you're looking for, which later will drive down the unit cost further, basically. So that's quite key, I feel, in order to promote this integration. I think it will benefit us a lot. It wouldn't just benefit AirAsia, it would probably benefit the whole economic community that we serve, also because you're actually increasing traffic volume, and hence naturally you'll be increasing more trades within the community that you actually serve, basically. Because right now what we have as AirAsia is that we have several joint ventures in the region, and these several joint ventures has to follow certain regulations of the countries in which it's established, basically. And it's difficult for us to be able to mobilize resources within the countries that we operate. For instance, an aircraft which we want to redeploy to another joint venture. It's not as easy as just redeploying resources and we can start operations the next day. I mean, there are certain rules and regulations that we need to follow. We need to deregister the aircraft. We need to make sure the pilots are able to fly the aircraft that is registered in the country that we wish to redeploy. So that actually add up cost and inefficiency in our whole operations. So when you have this economic integration which would follow, which would actually promote harmonization and standardization of rules and regulations, of licensing, of certification, of safety standards, the whole works, the training and everything of that sort, it will actually promote faster economic activity, because the resources are able to mobilize faster and more efficiently.